Hello and welcome to another update video about FET. FET continues to be in this structure here, in this C wave to the downside. I mentioned it yesterday in the video, I think already, that FET confirmed a B wave top and that I'm focusing on a C wave to the downside, which might give us one more low and should reach $2.39 at least before attempting a low. And we are on the way to $2.39 right now. It could also go lower, so we are going to talk about that. And I mean, yeah, the idea is that in a fourth wave, we have here this sort of ABC structure. It's an overshooting B wave. The yellow count is possible. That would be a wave 2. But it doesn't matter at the moment. The correction unfolds the same way, regardless of, and the low could be in, yes, but it's just not very probable because we have 3 waves up. So it could be a wave 2 correction or a wave 4 at the moment. It looks more like the wave 4. But either way, regardless of which one it is, the support areas are relevant for both. And also looking at the micro patterns, it's relevant for both. So in this current pullback, it seems as if in this move down that started on the 9th of March, this was just the A wave of a correction. We then had a break above the wedge pattern. I did mention at the time that a break of the wedge, typically the first target, if a wedge breaks, and that could be an expanding wedge or like a broadening wedge or a normal, contracting, descending wedge in this case, typically the first target is the beginning of the wedge, which sort of was reached. It did slightly overshoot even, reached the 1.236 extension and then got rejected. And it seems like we're now coming down in this C wave. So it's a very complex correction. It's a flat structure, which should go a little lower, this move down, because a very common target for a C wave, so such a flat structure, such a correction, is an A, B, C structure, and the C wave should reach the 100% extension level, in this case $2.39. And from here then, the next move up, the next wave up could start. That's sort of the idea. We have this A wave down, an overshooting B wave, C wave down, but I'm not telling you there will be a reaction. It's simply an area to watch, because even though that is very probable that the market will show a reaction there, it also, such a C wave can extend a bit. So the C wave could, for example, reach the 1.236 extension or the 1.38 or even the 1.618. Anything beyond that is a bit less likely. But I'm definitely going to watch this area for a reaction. That hasn't changed since yesterday. In fact, the micro count I confirmed or suggested, and I think it might have been only in an update to gold members. I'm not sure if I showed you this micro count in the video yesterday, but we have here, basically only 3 waves down, possible wave 4 bounce, and then this could now be the 5th wave to the downside. You have to recognize that these microstructures, when we're dealing with coins, they are not the most reliable ones. So typically what I want to see minimally in a third wave is that the 1.236 or even the 1.38 extension levels are reached. Now that was reached, so I can definitely call that the end of a third wave in the C wave. The bounce in a fourth wave landed exactly where it needed to. And now the 5th wave down could send us to $2.39. That seems very probable, and that one more low that I forecasted seems to be happening right now, actually, in wave 5 of C of 4. And then it will be interesting to see if the market reacts here. I mean, essentially, this area is critical. $2.39 is not only the 100% extension, it's also where we have previous structural support. So it's likely that we at least see a bounce from there. If that bounce is impulsive and we get a small 5-wave move up, then that could be a first indication that a low has formed in all of wave 4. But if it keeps on going, then the next support level will be 219 or 220. That's the 1.236 extension, and in addition to that, it's the A wave low. So there is also good confluence structurally, as well as from a Fibonacci point of view, that we have some support there. And that's sort of what I'm watching right now. And then the move to the upside could be a 5th wave. And Bitcoin could also be close to a local low. I talked about that in the Bitcoin video. So that would all fit together actually nicely. Bitcoin, for example, could drop into the 63K region, and from there maybe attempt a bounce. So that might take this price here into this region between the 100% and the 1.236 extension. And then the fifth wave to the upside could send us to the next fib level at $4.70, 4.72 maybe. So that's what I'm watching. I think it's reasonable to look for long entries in this region carefully, because until we have a low in place, which we only have once we have a first 5-wave move up, until we have a low in place, it's like catching the falling knife, right? But you do that with a plan because you've got very clear parameters to watch. That's my update about FET. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.